Hello everyone, this is your audio video for the Unit 1 Activity 3 lesson, Why Did Canada Get Involved? So when you take a look here, you're going to see right on slide 2 that there are 3 tasks to be completed for this lesson. There's a portfolio upload. There is a Google Jamboard that was done in class. If you missed that, just make sure that when you get to that slide, you take a look at that Jamboard so you know what learning has taken place there. And then there is an assignment submission near the end. So this lesson is going to briefly talk about how war breaks out, the Schlieffen Plan, and Canada's involvement and what our response was to war breaking out in Europe. Okay, so first things first, just to take a look at the map. By this point, at the very, very beginning of the war, there are some clear sides for who's fighting who. All right, so make sure that you take a look at that. The Triple Alliance is including Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy. And then the Triple Entente is Russia, France, and Britain. And of course, that includes Canada because we are a Dominion of Britain, right? So when Britain goes to war, so do we. All right, so Germany took this opportunity right away to invade Belgium and France. So they were kind of the aggressive party right there at the very beginning of the war. Okay, and they used a plan called the Schlieffen Plan. All right. So in 1905, a German general, Alfred von Schlieffen, created a plan that would allow Germany to invade France quickly in hopes of achieving a quick surrender. As a result, they would be able to turn their attention and resources to fighting Russia, knowing they would have difficulties fighting in a two-front war. When war in Europe broke out, the Germans initiated their attack on France using the Schlieffen Plan. So for all of the particulars of that, you will need to watch this video really, really quickly here. It's a very short video, so make sure you watch that on slide 6. And then you'll be ready to complete the portfolio upload. Okay, so follow the instructions here on your screen. You're going to open a Google Doc and title it Unit 1 Activity 3 Schlieffen Plan Portfolio Upload. And here are the questions that you'll be answering. So 1, list at least 3 reasons that the Schlieffen Plan failed based on the video above. Why did Germany think that was the best strategy? And do you think that the failure of this plan made the fighting easier or more difficult for Germany? When you are done, upload your answers to the portfolio. Remember that portfolio uploads are graded. Okay, so that'll be the first part. Then you're going to be moving on into the why did Canada get involved? Okay, all right, and when Britain declared war, what did this mean for Canada? Okay, so before the war, Canada was still part of the British Dominion and our foreign policy was controlled by the British government. Most Canadians were of British origin and were pleased to hear the news that Britain had declared war on Germany because it meant Canada was also at war. War was considered exciting for many. Canadians didn't know that the war would last 4 years. They believed it would be for a few months at the most. The Canadian government did need to decide how much money and troops Canada and Canadians would contribute. The majority of Canadians felt that Canada must do whatever was necessary to support the empire. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do here is take a look at some of the enlistment posters, okay, that I've given for you, and think about these questions. What influenced Canadians to enlist? What would have motivated you? So if you're looking at this poster, what would you think? Examine the poster on the right. Think how this might encourage people to join the war effort. What role did women play in the recruitment efforts? So think about that. All right, then you're going to read through these next couple slides and take a look by clicking on the link for the Jamboard, okay, to see what some of the emotions and thoughts Canadians were having, right, during this time period, right, signing up to go to war. Were they excited? Were they scared, right? Think of that. So take a look at that. And then we're going to examine some different perspectives around the thought of enlistment, right? Choosing to sign up and go to war. Did everyone have that same experience, right? So your job for the end of this lesson is to open up the enlistment practices handout, which you can find right here, okay? And then you're going to gather information from the pictures and information that are below the slide deck in Brightspace, okay, that highlight the discrimination that many Canadians face when trying to help with the war effort. Again, the information that you need to complete this assignment is found below the slide deck in Brightspace. So you click on Content, Unit 1, and then look for Unit 1 Activity 3 within Brightspace. And again, it is just below that slide deck. There's also an audio version there to help you. Right? Once you've got that information, using the scale of a 1 to 10 circle, highlight how far you think enlistment practice, or how fair you think enlistment practices were for each group of people. Okay, and then give some justification and evidence. When you're finished, you can submit this to the Unit 1 Activity 3 assignment folder found in the Assignments tab of Brightspace.